Hello and welcome to Abashed Pursue, and we are done watching The Irishman. Firstly, thank you Matt for suggesting me this movie. We watched it 1 hour last night and today we finally completed in the morning. I have Prasanna with me again because of the amazing reviews I've got on Ford vs Ferrari. So Prasanna, I would like you to start. How do you like the movie? How did you find the movie, to be more precise?
It was a bit of a pain to start with, to be honest.
Okay.
Maybe because our dizzy state
Yeah.
in the
Because of the food, nothing else. Because of the food.
Yeah, partially we can say that.
Acha, okay, very good. Out goes my reputation.
But to be honest, the morning session was beautiful. It was a good journey. It was beautiful. You have got to be a lot more patient to finish this journey, and I think it was worth a watch.
But it was not boring, I believe.
No.
No, not a dull moment again.
It turned out different to be what I initially anticipated. It had a very good plot, but it would be obviously an unconventional movie. It won't go.
Yeah, it will not have that build up to one big event happening. Typical big event or something. Some killing is going to happen. It's going to be huge, and you're waiting for that. When will that rivalry happen or something like that?
None of those things happen.
It has its own beautiful phase, subtle phase, calmness, and we enjoyed that.
Yeah. You can consider it more of a memoir type of thing.
Yeah.
An extended docu movie sort of thing.
Yeah. Like, so the way it was shot, like I've mentioned it as a flashback theme. So we were introduced to a double flashback that Frank Sheeran, as in Robert De Niro, is sitting there in an old age or a place and he's reciting or he's narrating his story about his journey to a wedding. And wherein when you're into that journey to the wedding, the trip to the wedding, he's reciting another flashback of how everything got together. So this double flashback kind of a theme was there, and it was, I think, necessary because the way the story was built in, the way it was going forward, a nice way to represent that and to show that. The music, it started off with that jazz saxophone music and it ended with that.
That's
a sort of a trademark
of a typical period drama sort of movie. So yeah.
You have to come in because I don't think you're visible. Okay. So so I really like the music. The music, I mean, that sets the tone for these movies and it makes things entertaining. You never get bored. Also,
I like the thing that there were times when the music
helped
brought you into some anticipation, but ultimately there was nothing much. There was nothing much to it.
Also, the camera movement, the way camera was moving, all the transitions from day to night, from one setting to another setting, introducing to a courtroom scene and then moving out.
Yeah.
So all of that, I mean, it has been years now. He is, near perfection in these things, and he will be acing these criteria.
Yeah.
So there were moments where, if a character is introduced, how he or she died used to pop up initially.
Yeah, I still couldn't figure out what it was ultimately. I was guessing that
Frank Sheeran was killing
Frank Sheeran would be killing all those characters.
Because he was narrating it.
Maybe it was just a add-on that Martin Scorsese wanted us to have as a part of this movie.
The narrative that
and I have not seen that typical thing. I thought that it would somehow correlate with the narrative, but it never did.
It never did.
Yeah.
It was just letting us know that this is how his story ended. This is how his story ended.
But in the movie, it actually never ends, and we are in wilderness about what would happen. What would have happened with that character?
So let's talk about Joe Pesci as Matthew. Well, no, Russ, not Matthew. I'm still with Matt.
Russ,
and the way he has. So I have not seen any movie of his. He has seen Casino, right?
I also can't. No, I have not seen.
He has not seen Casino. So we looked him up, and I think his role was very important, very pivotal in the movie, and with all the strength, all the attributes that he had.
And the most powerful character
in the
most powerful character.
I don't think there was anyone above him, not even the president.
Yeah.
Like the way
most powerful character.
The way he was moving things, the way he was doing things.
His word was like the last word.
Yeah, his last word kind of stuff.
He was sort of knitting he knitted all the group together.
Yeah.
And if anyone went out of that net,
Yeah,
then he would
he
simply
would-
eliminate it.
Correct.
The sort of power and power given to him by Scorsese.
So we also observed that throughout the movie we could see Frank narrating the story, so we knew he was alive.
Yeah.
He was alive. He was well. For the others, we had no idea what is going to happen. Even like I think 40 minutes or so, we got to know that. I will not tell that, but we got to know something that okay, these things have happened as in that particular order. So again, let's talk about the performances. We talked about Joe Pesci, incredible work, a very subtle act. I mean, you cannot say that no, he did not do this. He was precise.
I think the lead, all the three
people,
male lead characters, they, as far as we were discussing, they are all legends in their field.
Right, yeah.
So I don't think we have the certain
credentials to even
call out the performances.
But like having that said, that there was one thing that you said when Al Pacino was like, "This is it. This is my union." And you were like that, these are simple lines.
Yeah, they're simple lines, but
simple lines.
Charisma that he associated. I have not closely followed Al Pacino or Joe Pesci or even Robert. I watched Robert De Niro's movies, but I've not followed him for to be precisely. So Al Pacino, I could feel that effect. Why he is so highly regarded amongst Hollywood movie enthusiasts. So the kind of emphasis and the effect he brought into with those simple dialogue delivery.
Yeah.
So that was quite impactful. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and I think veterans at work. It was just as that. You could not claim that there was something off. They said their lines. It was all beautiful. It was all nice.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I wrote out is the bullshit conversations that characters had. Those conversations that do not make sense. For example, I can start a conversation with him on why is he wearing a Being Human kind of a t-shirt. He can have a conversation with me that why did I put my red hoodie off, and we can talk. I
think when you saw that it's a Martin Scorsese movie with a 3.5 hour long, I had anticipated that these moments would come in. Like
no, but
these moments would come in, and these are
very enjoyable. I really enjoy.
Enjoyable, yeah. You
adding value to something that is not that valuable.
Yeah,
at times.
I think the typical that fish talk. I don't know for now that if there was any hidden message with that talk or not.
True.
I
Because
don't know that.
Again, you're going out of the frame.
Yeah.
Because what happens, I'll give you some more screen time. Come here. So it is like, because those scenes we don't know if there's a pop culture reference to that. Why is that? Or in old film, some scene would have been in those lines, and he has made a connection to it. So we are not aware of that. We are just judging this film in terms of what it presented. And that fish conversation, like, there was some murderous agenda going behind, and at the same time we were talking something as irrelevant as
we were always trying to figure out what might be the plot here.
Yeah, what might be the plot.
Turned out there was nothing as of with the plot.
Yeah.
It panned out as it was planned by them.
Yeah, correct.
Ultimate inference could be drawn from that particular dialogue, that scenario. So yeah, that was something.
Also, one additional note is, if you watch the movie firstly, after that you have in conversations with them. I mean, you should definitely watch it, because we did in the flow. It was not planned. He watched half of it, I watched a certain half of it. We watched the whole damn thing, and therein we had some interesting conversations. Firstly, their ages. They are very old. Using CGI to get them into that younger selves. The acting cannot be fixed, but the look can be fixed. So that point comes to the picture, and the way they talk, the way they walk, the energy. There's a scene that he'll talk about where, the assistant directors, they called out and said like, hey, he's 49, he should not be walking, or he should not be getting up so slowly. And then he talks about, I did a 51, I believe, not a 49. So, their observations, their understanding of the subject piece is so vast that they know that with age, the performances would change, the energy would change, and to, emote that, having that age, being at that point in their careers, being able to do that is again phenomenal. So throughout the whole, the story has different phases, and you get to experience that, the neighborhood, the action, the journey. There's an interesting point that the killings that were happening, it made us feel like it was Gangs of Wasseypur all over again.
Yeah.
It was so
Swift.
Swift.
There was no emotional attachment
to
with
that.
any of the killings.
Like-
even when some of the lead characters were killed by some other lead characters,
Yeah.
there was a
There was no drama. There was no drama involved
no
with
drama.
that. You walk up and you go.
Yeah.
Simple. And after times you shoot a couple more rounds and then you leave.
So you might feel a bit disappointed that I waited for 3 hours long for this
2 seconds.
few
scene.
seconds,
Yeah.
not even few seconds, first few seconds of scene. Yeah, so that is another aspect.
I mean,
of this.
that's like life nicely put out in front of you. And there's a phase where we see the scary part of old age from Robert De Niro,
Yeah,
where
obviously.
the loneliness, the work that you have done, where does that lead you? The people that are staying with you, everyone dies eventually, right?
I felt ultimately they tried to portray us that, see, whatever they did from a moral point of view, they were always at the wrong side.
Always
At the wrong side, and
always.
ultimately De Niro could realize that when his own children were not at
on his side. So in the end, when you're left alone, there's no one to care about. Whom were you serving all these years?
Yeah.
I mean, what purpose did that lead to?
Yeah.
If you're ending up alone, you're going to buy your own
was
coffee.
kind of, I think, a philosophical.
Takeaway from the movie.
Yeah.
Also, you talked about the book. So it is based on the book. Do you paint houses? They said you paint houses.
They said you paint.
They said you paint houses. It's written by some you said, Charles, who was an attorney general. Mr. Charles, I think Charles was his name.
Brand,
Yeah, Charles Brand, and who was an attorney general. So it is all real characters.
It was an investigative journalism piece written, I think, in the early 2000s, based on which this movie was adapted. So yeah, so there was a complete research being done, and these guys, Scorsese and his team, took it up and they portrayed it. So I felt that more than the plot, more than creating a crime drama suspense thriller, this was more about that period, about the American organized crime, how it used to happen.
Yeah.
I believe if there were certain aspects where I could relate. If you have seen American Hustle, there were certain aspects. The organized crime drama, it tried to encapsulate that part of the thing. So it was more
you have the Kennedy assassination happening. You have Kennedy being elected as president happening. All those pieces are there.
More than creating a crime suspense drama, it was about how to navigate. They tried to navigate us through all those years and to take through the journey from a different perspective. From different perspectives.
Also, it was not like a fantasy world created, a new like a fantasy faction, a fantasy
everything was very much believable. Very much believable.
True.
The characters, all were real life characters. A lot of research must have gone into the makings of the characters. And
and I mean, obviously detailing would be a major piece when he's making a movie which has some timeline associated with it, some people, the looks, the attire, the places that they went to, and you have these news incidents coming in. So a killing was happened over here. You have that news flashing in, and then they have to build the same set to shoot the killing, like the Umberto's, where he killed that guy who had who was like this carpet would look good for.
Okay. Those,
So you have to recreate.
Joey, that was Joey. Joey.
The way that you recreate those scenes, like in Narcos, you have that, right? You have the news. And then you have to shoot it in that place so that you can show it that is jagah pe ye hua tha, this is where this thing happened. So similarly over here you had that commonality between reality and the real world that was happening. So overall a good, but you have to, again, as he said, you have to have the patience. You have to have this. It's a different kind of movie. It is not going to be your typical crime thriller where all guns blazing, action is happening. Not a rock kind of a movie. It has subtlety, it has calmness, and you have to enjoy that if you have the taste for that. I do have.
It has all the action and the suspense, but still you can't expect
it to be too.
We won't categorize. I want to personally categorize it as to be a suspense thriller.
Something like that. So, as nicely put, crime drama. It is like a crime drama, and you have to enjoy the slow pace or the tone that it is taking you through. Because maybe life is like that. Life is not going to be up and down. No, it's going to be at a slow pace, and we thoroughly enjoyed that. 3.5 hours, yeah. It is going to take. And you know, best way, I think this was the best decision for us. You know, wake up, have breakfast, sit, watch the movie, do the review. Perfect time, 2.5 hours spent well. So good way to spend your Sunday. Watch The Irishman on Netflix. Good content coming over after many bad films from Netflix. So I think we're good. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comment section how did you find the review, how did you want Prasanna, and do you want Prasanna to review more movies? I can get him in. And like, share and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye. Let me close it.